Greetings, welcome to another day of Autoforge development. Today we worked on adding in a basic concept of a player to the gameplay world. So I was playing around with it and I knew that I wanted to have players more or less be just a simple entity. And so we made this prefab that it's really simple. We say, hey, you are a key, and you have all these other basic things like an inventory and a collector and so on. And we're trying to keep all of the data for the player within the entity. So in my previous game, Kriya, what we did was we actually had a player class that contained a lot of the data. It had the item you were grabbing and your save file information, and just like a lot of various information that kind of just, accumulated over the years of development. Right? I didn't have a good place to put it, so I just threw it onto the player class because it was related to the player. So instead of doing that, we're, like I said, really focusing on having the player data live within components. And the motivation for that is we have a lot of infrastructure built up for handling components. We'll have saving, we'll have netcode, and so on. And so it makes it very easy if we use the components. There aren't any special cases. Speaking of which, I actually was starting to add in to our entity manager a way to be able to like special case a player entity in here, identifying it by a special ID range. But after talking to my dev partner Andrew about it, we decided to simplify that and again just use a component that can indicate to us that an entity is a player. So that's what we have here. Whenever we want to add or remove a player, we can just check to see if this player component is defined on the entity, and if it is, then great. You are now a player. And so we can see that being added just down here at the bottom. We'll probably put a little bit of very player specific data here on this component, but for now we're keeping it, it's just empty. I don't really know what we want to put there yet, so I'm just leaving it blank. So we have adding and removing a player, and we also have a very simple creation of the player right here, and I can show you exactly what that looks like. There's our player, this little key guy right here, and you can see it can collect items, and that's pretty much it. There's a lot to do with the player, movement and adding in all the various features to it. If we have stats, well, we will stats, crafting information, and equipment, and so on. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.